Hey everybody, Kyle from Kyletech here, live again from the sewing room. Today is Samsung Unpacked today. So for all of those of you who might not necessarily know, Samsung Unpacked is how Samsung brands their kind of like tech reveals. I guess Unpacked because you unpack the box when you get it, and there's a nice technological surprise inside. So cool bit of branding from Samsung. This is their like late summer / early fall edition of Unpacked. So in the spring they do one where they talk or earlier in the year they do like the Galaxy S series. You know, those are like their main flagshipy phones. In the fall / early late summer, it used to be for the Notes. Obviously, we know there is no more Galaxy Note phone. You're just a S Ultra with a built-in S Pen, which is a Note, but not in name anymore. Now it's for foldables, and today was no different. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about, give a brief overview of most of what they revealed, and focus in on the Fold 4, because that's, and then if we get enough comments, we'll talk about some of the other ones. So let's go. So weird format that. And also, I'll just say super weird format because I thought they were, for a while, I'm like, wait, why aren't they talking about the Fold 4? Excuse me. Anyway, so first I talked about the Z Flip 4. Cool. I mean, it's a nice update to last year's model. Again, that's their kind of clamshell foldable, or like think of like a smartphone version of like the Motorola Razr. 6.7-inch folded out display. Maybe slightly updated 12 megapixel dual camera shooter package. With that mini cover display by the cameras, which is very useful. You can see text messages, you can see your clock, you can even use Samsung Wallet or the rebranded Samsung Pay for it to pay for your stuff. Cool. The only thing that really changed for the most part is the processor on the inside, and then the hinge, which they used to make it smaller and lighter. We'll talk about that more with the Fold later. Samsung also, again, the Samsung probably, I'm gonna guess they think that's probably their main one they're gonna sell for the everyday person. It's very compact when it's folded up. It looks kind of cool. Yeah. Honestly, that is a good option for people who want to get into a foldable without something that's like radically different from what they're used to. Yeah. So Samsung also added in 2 watches, a Watch 5 and a Watch 5 Pro. They didn't reveal them in that order, but so they did reveal those, the Galaxy watches. The big difference between the Pro is it's bigger and there's bigger battery. I think it also has has a sapphire watch crystal. So they also added, they updated their sensors, which Samsung says is better health tracking, temperature. I guess kind of like the Aura Ring to try to let you know if hey, maybe your tempers are 100 degrees, maybe you're sick. The Watch Pro, they do mention that there are GPX files, so you can share workouts or hikes or routing. They did mention with the Pro, this outdoors kind of like workout centric where people were like biking trails and it gave them like trail routing. So that's kind of cool. That is actually kind of cool. So nice updates to the Galaxy Watch series. I will add in and say very quickly that I don't think based on my previous experience, and I have like a year and a half gap, that the Android based smartwatch experience is yet fully mature, mostly because the first party fitness software, if you think of them also as fitness devices, isn't like quote quite there unquote. Like Samsung Health and Google Fit aren't bad, but like the built-in like Apple Fitness, it just seems like it's a little bit better. Nice to see that Samsung is still trying to push this ahead. These watches do look very clean. And we'll see how it goes. They'll call they'll run you about, well, for the most expensive one, they'll run you about $500. So that's very premium, honestly. I will say that I have had several Samsung Galaxy watches. The 3 Classic was the last one I owned. And I also owned a Huawei watch. So some good products. They just need to, it just doesn't seem like it's quite mature yet, but it is getting a whole lot better. Samsung also offered up a new updated version of the Galaxy Buds, calling these the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. So these, immediately they're different because they look more matte, not glossy as previous Samsung wireless earbud iterations have looked. They're a bit smaller than the Galaxy Buds Pro. I noticed that by just looking at the images. They look a little bit smaller. They also have active noise cancellation and a what they call 360 audio, which is like it uses like it's kind of it seems like it's kind of like a spatial audio, and it uses sensors to like map what's around you to give you the best sound for your environment, which is what they kind of said in their video. We'll see how it goes. And hi-fi music support. So that's good. I think we are gonna see these. It does seem like Samsung has like, I don't know, released a lot of these. Buds Plus, Buds Live, Buds Pro, Buds 2. Now we're at Buds 2 Pro. Are we going to get Buds 3 with the Galaxy S23 reveal in the winter, in the, like January? We might. I guess like it's good. Samsung just constantly sees room to improve and new ways to iterate. These do look like a solid earbud. I did order them, and I will make a video comparing them more. And also like, just the very rumored AirPods 2 Pro or Pro 2, or the update to Apple's AirPods Pro, the hi-fi support is definitely something that we will see on other premium headphones now, especially that Samsung has done it. So those are cool. Again, $229 for these, but trade-in will knock that down considerably, or if you pre-order a foldable, you can probably get them with no additional cost added based on all that like trade-in credit Samsung offers you. So that is very cool. Comes in a bunch of different colors also, which Samsung has always done. Now on to the main event. Hopefully we didn't ramble on too long about the other stuff. Very important, but not mainly why we're here. Because what I am most excited about is the update to the Galaxy Fold series. So now we have the Galaxy Z Fold 4, which does largely resemble last year's Z Fold 3. But there are some very important differences. One of them is that it is a bit shorter and a bit wider. Samsung did listen to all of us who said, like, it's really hard to use this cover display because it's a little bit too tall and wide, and it's a little awkward. Also, Oppo released a new foldable. I think it's like the Find Z or something like that, where you do kind of see like a shorter, wider on the outside, and you open it. I mean, it's still a very big screen, but it makes it more comfortable to hold and manipulate and text and all that stuff. So we went down from a 25.9 aspect ratio on the outside to a 23.1 to 9 aspect ratio. And then on the inside, it went from a 5 to 4 to a 21.6 to 18. So shorter, wider, but I do believe that the diagonals are still the same, with a 6.2 on the outside and a 7.6 on the inside. We do also have the 120 hertz refresh rate displays on both the outside and the inside, so you get that buttery smooth scrolling, looks nice, all that fun stuff. Other improvements, so Samsung did change the, we're talking about the displays, right? They did mention a little bit about their under display camera, which they are bringing back from last year, that they've improved it. No word as of yet if it's a better or newer sensor, but they did at the very. I'm assuming it's going to be a slightly better sensor. But what they mainly highlighted is that it is less noticeable when you're like watching movies or gaming, because they changed how like the pixel arrangement on the displays interacts with that area when when the camera's not needed. So that's cool. Spoiler alert, they you can still kind of see it. That's not a bad thing. It's one of those things that like once you see it, you can never really not see it, and you know what to look for. But it is cool that Samsung wants to do this, and again, in the future, I think it's especially for like other phone manufacturers like Apple, where instead of like doing the hole punch, you have a notch. We're starting to see all this concept, especially from Samsung, where we can like kind of mostly hide everything under the display, and so like your display is 100% functional area for the most part, which is very cool. Another big change is they changed the main shooter from 12 megapixels to a 50 megapixel wide angle camera sensor. So you'll get much better photos. Although I will say that I do believe that the photos I took on my Z Fold 3 were very good. Honestly, like they were very good cameras. The 50 megapixel, these will definitely bring it up to what I will say are definitely flagship quality cameras. Yes, it's not as crazy as the 108 megapixel sensor that is on the S22 Ultra, but considering this is a smaller and thinner device and is meant to be like having the foldy part as one of the main highlights, that's pretty impressive. So you'll get much better photos. The last thing I'll mention is the hinge. They redesigned the hinge a little bit. They said they want to make it lighter. So before on the Z Fold 3, it was kind of this like interlocking gear thing when you do this. So, weird hand gestures, but they use these gears to interlock for the folding. Now they have kind of this like ring setup, which is supposed to reduce size and maintain resistance and also reduce the weight. We'll see how it goes. But they also claim that it reduces the kind of hinge face on the outside. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, one of the things I noticed like within a week was my hinge got scratched up. So if this helps improve that situation, very cool. Battery's the same size, all that. I pre-ordered it, so we'll get into a much greater detail when it comes in the mail. Cool colors, like a gray green, a black, a beige, a burgundy. I went with gray green. Great trade-in value. If you pre-ordered it, come in by the end of the month. And we will dive in more when we get it. So thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe, let us know how we're doing in the comments, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.